Over-fertilization happens more often than many gardeners care to admit. One day you're feeding your plants to help them grow faster, and the next, the leaves are scorched, the soil feels crusty, and your plants start to wither. It's a frustrating experience, but the good news is that over-fertilized soil can be healed. If you've accidentally gone too far with chemical fertilizers, don't give up. With the right steps, you can restore balance and bring your soil back to life. The first thing to understand is what over-fertilization does at the soil level. When synthetic fertilizers are over-applied, they release excessive salts and nutrients into the soil. This creates an imbalance that affects not only the plants, but also the microbial life that supports healthy soil structure. The salt buildup draws water away from plant roots, causing dehydration and nutrient burn. Signs include brown or crispy leaf edges, wilting despite adequate watering, stunted growth, and even visible salt crusts on the soil surface. Recognizing these signs early gives you a better shot at reversing the damage before it becomes long-term. Once you've identified the problem, the most urgent step is flushing out the excess salts. This is done through deep, slow watering, a method known as leaching. Apply water slowly and consistently so it penetrates deep into the soil, carrying excess nutrients away from the root zone. Depending on how heavy the over-fertilization was, you may need to repeat this process a few times over several days. Be careful not to flood the area. Instead, allow the water to soak in deeply and drain away before adding more. If you're dealing with containers or raised beds, make sure drainage is functioning properly to prevent root rot during this process. After leaching, the soil may be stripped not only of excess nutrients but also of some beneficial ones and important microorganisms. That's where compost comes in. A generous layer of high-quality, mature compost adds back organic matter and introduces a wide range of microbial life that helps restore natural nutrient cycling. Compost also improves soil texture, allowing better air and water movement through the root zone, and it acts as a buffer, holding nutrients in a more stable form that plants can access over time. In more severely damaged soils, biochar can provide a long-term solution. When charged with compost or compost tea before application, biochar becomes a habitat for beneficial microbes. Its porous structure helps retain water and nutrients, which is especially useful after a leaching process that may have left the soil depleted. By incorporating biochar along with compost, you're not just fixing the immediate damage, you're building a more resilient soil system for future growth. Next, it's important to address pH balance. Excess fertilizer can shift soil pH, making it either too acidic or too alkaline, which in turn can lock out essential nutrients. Use a soil pH meter or a basic testing kit to get a snapshot of where your soil stands. If the pH is off, adjust accordingly with natural amendments. Lime can help raise pH if the soil is too acidic, while elemental sulfur or organic materials like peat moss can lower it if it's too alkaline. This step ensures that as your plants recover, they'll actually be able to access the nutrients that remain in the soil or are added organically. As your soil stabilizes, resist the temptation to re-fertilize right away. Stick with organic slow-release options like worm castings, compost tea, or seaweed extract. These not only supply nutrients more gradually, reducing the risk of further imbalance, but also feed the living organisms in the soil that keep everything working in harmony. Think of it as feeding your soil ecosystem first. Healthy soil will naturally produce healthy plants. Recovering from over-fertilization takes time, but it's not just about fixing a mistake. It's an opportunity to rebuild your soil in a smarter, more sustainable way. By flushing excess chemicals, replenishing organic matter, restoring microbial life, and rebalancing pH, you set the stage for stronger, more resilient plant growth in the seasons to come. Soil is alive, and like any living system, it responds best to balance, care, and patience. If this guide helped you understand how to repair over-fertilized soil, make sure to subscribe to Soil Doctor for more in-depth soil science, practical gardening advice, and strategies that work in the real world. Share this video with a friend who might be struggling with the same issue, and let's grow better soil together.